Okay, I just finished a video. However, I have to put this in front of it because I just found out something new. Now, I did talk about this because DNA from bacteria is absolutely required. You have to have DNA from bacteria that's in your body, not from your body, but the bacteria stimulates your immune system. It says it right here. You have to have these unmethylated molecules, and they call them GCs. They have to be unmethylated, and we can't do that. Only the bacteria can do that. They know this now. Now, and so we have to have the bacteria. If you don't have the bacteria, you can't unmethylate them. It won't happen. Now, they are also in communication somehow. The bacteria is literally speaking to our body, creating these products. Now, I ran into an article that's absolutely fabulous, so I have to show this before I show the other video that I just finished, and I'm just going to add that on the end of this because this information is critical. All right, here it is. It's called toll-like receptors, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in the video that I just did, and I'm going to add on to the end of this. But sensors that detect infections. Now, so these toll-like receptors are a diverse range of microbes, including viruses, bacteria, that stand ready to attack the human body, and they thrive in a nutrition-rich environment that it provides. So they're always ready to get us. We have to have the correct microbes to fight against them. And I've said it a million times, first of all, they create mucus, because that's to protect themselves from these harsh chemicals, which protects the surface that they're on, which is our membranes and so forth. Secondly, they poop. So whatever they eat, they have to eat and break down to a size they can use, which means it's in a size that's molecular that we can carry around our body. Thirdly, they create enzymes, and the enzymes is the key. Without the enzymes, you're dead. And that's why I've always said you have to have the enzymes, you have to have the enzymes, you have to have the enzymes. Well, the enzymes come from the bacteria. Well, now they're saying yes, they do. And not only that, they are in this TLR process that is somehow these TLRs, these molecules that are toll-like receptors, they call them, they receive some kind of an information that there's something going on with chemistry in the body it does not want. Somehow, that is information is passed along to the bacteria, which creates enzymes, which creates the immune response. And my video will go into that in pretty good detail, I hope, and enough so you can understand. But this is critical to understand. Discovery of microbial sensing proteins, microbial sensing, called toll-like receptors, transforming our understanding of the body's response to infection. And infection is throughout the body, everywhere throughout the body. And without the bacteria, you cannot mount a response. I'm going to leave it at that, and here goes the other video. All right, this is it's called A Current Affair, and this girl had extreme eczema, and here's how she got healed.
Wish for schoolgirl Holly Collins. We've followed Holly's painful battle with chronic eczema since she was a toddler. Finally, she found relief on the other side of the world, and we followed her there. Well, now she's set to pack her bags again.
I can't wait for Christmas, it's almost here.
Look at how beautiful this child is. Now look at, you could come up here and look at this, but this was when she was a kid. She had eczema 24 hours a day. She was like this.
I was actually surprised that we didn't get police arrive at their house with the screams, that the neighbours didn't call them thinking someone was being murdered.
Stop.
And it went on and on. Now,
Easing the pain of skin.
here's what happened. They go to this clinic where in France that has water from these sulfurous springs. And apparently this bacteria lives in this sulfurous water, or the sulfurous water, the chemical in that, I'm not certain, but I believe it harbors a bacteria that is necessary for these kids. Now let's watch.
And sufferers like Holly. For 3 weeks, local water was sprayed onto her body and massaged into her skin. We found others like American boy Aiden, who arrived like this, and 2 weeks on was transformed.
2 weeks. Can you imagine? It's hard to watch. See, this changes everything. Last 50 years, the stomach was considered to be inhospitable for bacteria, considered a sterile site. The discovery of Helobacteria pylori changed forever our perception of the stomach as a habitat for specialized bacteria. We now know that the stomachs of all animals are colonized by a wide range of highly adapted bacteria that belong to the genus Helicobacter. Now, that just shows you that everywhere in your body, these things are working on those products. There's nowhere that is not saturated with bacteria. Nowhere that I know of. You know, they say the urine's sterile and all that. Well, maybe it is. I don't know about that. That's possible. But I'm telling you, just about everywhere in your body, these glands are there, these little glands that they squirt these chemicals out. Well, they don't squirt them out just because the gland is there. They squirt them out because bacteria assisted in one way or another in creating that product that gets squirted out. That's my statement. Your body just doesn't make them from nothing. Something is doing the chemistry, and the chemistry is done by the enzymes, and the enzymes are made by the bacteria. And if you kill the bacteria, you don't have the enzymes. You don't have the enzymes, you're sick. Close the case. I mean, this is so fully understood now. Even dog aggression is linked to bacteria in their guts. They're euthanizing these dogs. They're killing them because they have bad bacteria in their gut. They get aggressive. They get hyper. They do all the same things that kids do. There's literally no difference. And they have recognized this. This goes back over a year ago. I mean, this is, and you know, look, 578 hits, big news. Well, it's time to take this very, very, very serious. This is the most serious ailment that there is in society and literally in the world right now. I had a guy come, you know, a guy from India clicked in on something to me today. He says, yeah, I used to take goat pills. You know, they give him a goat turd. And here, you'll be better. And he said it worked. It's time to stop thinking the way we think. Really, it is. But anyway, here goes. Okay, my friends, I was going through the chain of events in the DNA, and I came to the toll-like receptors, and I was specifically looking at one, but there's a batch of them. So I ended up being here. And I've understood this for a very long time. Bacteria affects your DNA, and it affects all of the immune responses in your body, and it protects you from invasion. All this bacteria. So what do they end up saying down here? DNA from bacteria has stimulatory effects on mammalian immune cells, on our immune cells, which depend on the presence of unmethylated CpG dinucleotides in the bacterial DNA. They have unmethylated ones in this particular area of their DNA. In contrast, mammalian, like us, DNA has a very low frequency of these dinucleotides, and these are mostly methylated. That means they're no good. Therefore, mammalian DNA does not have immunogenicity. stimulatory activity. We depend on, to stimulate ourselves, we depend on the bacteria. I've known this for a very long time, and they know this. It's not any mystery. Really, they're talking about the microbiome now and the biome in general, because it's inside your gut, the microbe, all that stuff, and it's outside on your skin, your face, your hair, your everywhere. You are covered by other life. You're just completely saturated with other life. And that other life is there to do a job for you. It's not there to hurt you. It's there to work with the components that you ingest. And it does a couple of specific, extremely important things. One is if you ingest something that's toxic, it will try to protect you from it by protecting itself. By making mucus and slime and saying, get the hell away from me. And it's coating the surfaces of your internal parts and your external parts, and it'll try to get it away from you with that mucus. So that's a plus for you. The bacteria is living in these membranes. Now, the second things that they do is they eat things that come into you, and they create products which you live off of, because at that point they are small enough and in a form that your body can work with them. They can carry it around, and they call it ligands. It's a little electronic attachment. It says, give me one of these, give me one of these, give me one of these. I'll bring it down to the feet, to the fingernails, and wherever it goes, wherever it's needed. And somehow because that is not attached to you. Think of this. Just think about this. This stuff is floating through your body. It goes to pick something up and deliver something, just like Amazon. How is that happening? Why does that happen? You're not attached to it. It could bump into something else and deliver where it's not supposed to go. Why is it going where it's supposed to go? How did it know what to make? How does the bacteria is communicate? I'm telling you, case closed. Once it's gone, you're sick. I'm telling you, it's just the way it works. And if you can get it back there and it's just floating around in you, it will help you. But you have to get it back in, embed it into you in the membranes. They have to be membrane-bound bacteria. But this is telling you right here. And look, this CpG DNA, these particles from the bacteria, induces a strong T helper-like inflammatory response. It's what you need to fight. Hold on, I was going to show you something else. And there you go right there. Bacteria eats toxic metals, stuff that would kill you, and it squirts out gold. Right? Turning straw into gold. You know? It's this bacteria participates in a form of alchemy. Well, there's all the bacteria in you. They work with zinc, and they work with salts, and they work with everything. And they're in your stomach now. They never thought they were in your stomach. Now they've found out, yeah, they are in your stomach.